Welcome back to another lesson, ELD from the Virtual Academy. We welcome you and let's get started. You should have a piece of paper. First, we're going to set up our paper and then we're going to read our text. I want you to write number one, and I'm not going to pause because you should write number one, no problem. I want you to write number two. I'm not going to pause because that should be no problem. I want you to make a line. Here we go. Here we go. Make a line. Doesn't have to be perfect. Here, I want you to write the following directions, and I will pause. Draw and label a horse, and we're going to talk about that later. And I'm going to ask you to maybe give yourself a good chunk of room. Go ahead, copy that, including the lines. Thank you, thank you, great job. Thank you, great job. Okay, here we're going to write definition. Definition. Make sure you spell it right. Definition. Definitions. Let me add an S to make it plural. Definitions. We're going to have 4 words. We're going to have number 1, thrust. I will pause at the end. Thrust. Number 2 is going to be sleek. Sleek. Number 3 is going to be swivel. Swivel. And number 4 is going to be grind. Grind. Excellent. Sorry, you can't really see that. I'm going to pause. Go ahead and copy these words and leave some space. Perfect, perfect. I'm going to change papers. Maybe you use the back, but all these 4 words, I want pictures. So I want on my next piece of paper, I'm going to draw a line going down and a line going across. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes, and I want the same words. I want number 1, thrust. I want number 2, what was number 2? Sleek. Sleek. I want number 3. This is going to be for pictures. That's why there's some space. Swivel. I like that word. I'm in a swivel chair right now. It moves around. And number 4, grind. Thrust, sleek, swivel, grind. Thrust, sleek, swivel, grind. Excellent, excellent. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pause. Excellent. So let's get started. Let's get started. We are going to talk about horses today. This book is called Gallop. It's 100 fun facts about horses, National Geographic Kids, and we're going to focus on this page. Look at this horse. It's amazing. Yes, 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 it is. All right, so it says horses up close. From nose to tail, check out a horse's amazing body. Before we draw, though, we're going to read. I'm going to read this, and then you are going to read with me. I'm going to read it the first time, and then the second time you're going to unmute, or if you're in a regular classroom, you're going to speak, you're going to say these lessons, you're going to read out loud with me. First time, my turn. Second time, all of us. A horse's hind legs are larger and stronger than its front legs. They thrust its body forward and provide power for jumping or climbing hills. Everyone, go. A horse's hind legs are larger and stronger than its front legs. They thrust its body forward and provide power for jumping or climbing hills. Excellent. So the hind legs means the back legs, right? So they're larger and stronger than the front legs. So they're more powerful. So it's able to thrust. We're going to find out exactly what that word means later. Sometimes we could figure it out by the context reading around it, but it's nice sometimes to find exact meanings. This time, you are going to unmute and you're going, when I say go, you're going to read it out loud and I'm not going to read it with you. And go. Excellent, excellent. Oh, I never knew that the tail made an excellent fly swatter. That makes a little bit of sense, right? So wow, and it says you can know how the horse is feeling because of its tail. I bet it could chase away flies. That's kind of cool. Excellent. I want to volunteer. So if you're in a group and you would like to volunteer to read this, go ahead and raise your Zoom hands. Super, super. I'm going to read it out loud really quickly. Most horses grow a heavier coat in the winter. When the weather warms, horses shed shaggy winter hair and return to their sleek summer coat. Sleek summer coat. Sleek is one of our words. Sleek. I wonder what it means. Here we go. Okay. I am going to read this the first time. The second time, we're all going to read it. And the third time, we're going to read this 3 times. You're going to read it just following my finger. Me first, then all of us, and then just you. A horse's ears swivel to hear sounds from all directions. When horses walk in a line, they work together to listen for danger. The one in front pricks its ears forward. The one in back turns its ears backward, and those in the middle rotate their ears to the sides. Everyone together, out loud, unmute, go. A horse's ears swivel to hear sounds from all directions. When horses walk in a line, they work together to listen for danger. The one in front pricks its ears forward. The one in back turns its ears backward, and those in the middle rotate their ears to the sides. Now, just you go. Perfect. Excellent. Now we have 3 more. We have 3 more. I'll take another volunteer. Go ahead and raise your hand if you want to read this. Excellent, excellent. Talks about the large eyes. I can't believe this. 8 times the size of human eyes. 8 times. So as big as your eye is, it's 8 times. That's huge because their eyes are on the sides. Did you know that they're on the sides of their heads? That's cool. They can see in every direction. That's amazing. Horses are so amazing. All right, here we go. I'm going to go ahead and read this with you. Let's read this together. Unmute, go. A horse's strong teeth grind grass and hay. They wear down over time, providing clues about a horse's age. So they grind. That's one of our words. They grind. Excellent. And this one we're going to read silently, silently. Everyone. And go. Now that we read it silently, I'm going to read it out loud because this is kind of a tongue twister. You have a lot of S's here and you have an SH here. So let me read this whole thing about horses' hooves. A horse's hooves protect its legs from the force of running, walking, and standing. Underneath the hoof is a soft, here's the hoof, right? Under the hoof, right here, is a soft triangular pad called a frog. So like a triangle, ding, 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 triangle has 3 sides, right? 1, 2, 3. So it's a soft pad called a frog. It acts like a super powered shock absorber. So you know how the horses they step over all kinds of things and go all kinds of speed. How does it not hurt their feet? Well, this thing called a frog that they have under their hooves, it kind of helps absorb. It's like the cushion of your shoe. They have this natural type of cushion in there that helps absorb any shocks, any shocks. Excellent. So this is what I want us to do. It says draw and label a horse. But wait, wait, wait. You might be wondering, what should I label? So you're going to draw and label a horse, but don't start. You're going to label these parts. Oh, you know what? Did we even do 1 and 2? No, we didn't. I almost skipped the most important thing. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm going a little crazy. I think I didn't have my coffee this morning. All right. I messed up here. So here we're going to go back to the part about horses' ears. And this is going to be on number 1. I have a question that's multiple choice, A, B, C, or D. A horse's ears swivel to hear sounds from all directions. When horses walk in a line, they work together to listen for danger. The one in front pricks its ears forward. The one in back turns its ears backward, and those in the middle rotate their ears to their sides. Number 1, you're going to write A, B, C, or D. What do a horse's ears not do? A, listen for danger. B, rotate to the sides. C, double in size. D, swivel. Go ahead and write your answer under number 1 on your paper. The correct answer. What do horses' ears not do? C, they do not double in size. They do listen for danger. Okay. They do rotate. Right here it says rotate. And they do swivel to hear sounds from all directions. But it doesn't say anything about them doubling in size. So number 1, the answer should have been C. C. If you got it right, give yourself a little star. If you didn't, just cross it out and put the right answer in, okay? Number 2, it's about the couple of sentences on the teeth. So let's read this. A horse's strong teeth grind grass and hay. They wear down over time, providing clues about a horse's age. I'm going to read that again. A horse's strong teeth grind grass and hay. They wear down over time, providing clues about a horse's age. What is not true? That's the key word. What is not true about a horse's teeth? A, they are shiny white. B, they grind grass and hay. C, they can tell you how old a horse is. D, they wear down over time. Write down your answer. Your answer, what should the answer be? Unmute and say it, or say it out loud. The answer is A. It doesn't say that they stay shiny white. It does say that they grind. It does say that they grind grass and hay. It does say that they wear out over time. And it does say they tell you about how old a horse is, which is another way of saying a horse's age. So that should be your answer. So your answer for number 2 should have been A. Perfect. All right, so here it says draw and label a horse. So I'm going to go ahead and put this horse up here, and this is what I want you to label. I want you to label the following parts. I want you to label the long tail, hind legs, heavy coat, ears, large eyes, strong teeth, hoof, and frog. Remember, the frogs are the part underneath the hoof. So you're going to draw your horse on your paper. So first, why don't you go ahead and draw the horse wherever you left the space that says draw. We'll label after. Go ahead and draw the horse. Excellent, you drew the horse. Now I want you to make little arrows. You know me, I like these lines and arrows. And I want you to label the following parts of a horse's body. Long tail, hind legs. When I say label, that means you're gonna write it, right? So if this is the horse you drew, and I want you to label long tail, you're gonna go ahead. Oh, let me get a Sharpie. You're gonna go ahead and you are going to this is the horse you drew. You're gonna make a little arrow and you're gonna put long tail. You're gonna label your picture. Long tail, right? So you're gonna label these parts. These are the parts I want you to label. Long tail, hind legs, heavy coats. That means like the fur, the skin, ears, large eyes, strong teeth, hoof, and frog. And remember, the frog is the pad underneath the hoof. Excellent. Now, of course, I want you to show your awesome horses, and don't worry if they didn't come out well. My horses always turn out very ugly, but that's okay because I have fun drawing them, and that's what we want. So go ahead and share your drawings in your Zoom meeting or in your class or group. Excellent, excellent. And I hope you shared them and you use some of this language. These are the hind tails. These are the strong teeth. Excellent, excellent. So you should have this part of your paper done. Should be done. Now we're going to go here to definitions. So here I'm going to ask you to go on Google, or if you have a dictionary, that's fine too. You're going to go on Google, and for the most part, Google's going to give you multiple definitions. Usually it's the first one. So you write the word thrust. So I'm going to do one on my phone and I'm going to show you because I think this is our first time doing it. So I would write the word thrust in Google or in my search bar, whatever I'm using, and then I'm going to write the word definition. So I'm going to write the word, I'm doing it right now on my phone. Oops, not thirst, thrust. Oops, here, thrust meaning. You could write definition or meaning. And here it says thrust, to push suddenly. Now you don't have to write everything, but a couple words will do. I like that. Push suddenly in a specific direction. To thrust, to thrust, to push suddenly, suddenly in a specific direction. So all I did is I went onto Google, I wrote the word thrust, and then I wrote the word definition. And before that came out, meaning popped up. And so you could write that if you want as well. It's the same thing. Those are synonyms, right? And it gave me this definition. So you could go ahead and copy mine for this one. Excellent. And here we have sleek, swivel, grind. Go ahead and find the definitions and write them out. Remember, if they're long, you don't have to write the whole thing. A couple of words are fine. Go ahead. Perfect. So you should have definitions for thrust, sleek, swivel, and grind. I'm going to say, I'm not going to write everything, but I am going to say some of the definitions. So what does sleek mean? Smooth and glossy. Smooth, so nice. So in the summertime, the horses have sleek summer coats. It's not very hairy. It's nice and smooth in the summertime. What does swivel mean? You should have this all written down. I'm just telling the meanings. It should mean a coupling between two parts to I know I like the one, the verb, turn around a point or axis or on a swivel. He swiveled in the chair. That's the definition I want. So here it wasn't the first one that popped up for me, but it means to turn around. So I'm on a swivel chair. So in fact, I think I am going to write this because I want to make sure you understand it correctly. So I'm just going to write turn around. I could just write all of them. Smooth, and this is in case you weren't able to get a correct definition. And then remember the last word was grind. Remember horses use their teeth to grind hay, to grind food. So grind, okay, and it says to reduce to small particles or powder by crushing it. Well, and in this case, it would be with their teeth, right? So I'm just going to put reduce. That means to make smaller. Reduce to small particles or pieces. Okay, so you should already have something written. If you need to change things, go ahead and pause right now. Perfect. Now, what I want you to do is on your own, you have your words, thrust, sleek, swivel, and grind. I want you to draw a picture. So thrust means to push suddenly in a specific direction. You could draw yourself pushing a wagon, your brother, a car braking. Thrust, sleek, something shiny. Swivel, it could be to move around, I don't know, merry-go-round or a chair or something. Grind, to crush. Draw a picture for each of these. Go ahead right now. Excellent. And if you want to share your pictures right now, raise your hand, Zoom hand or real hand. Excellent. It was wonderful doing this with you today. We'll see you next time here for ELD at the Virtual Academy. Bye.